Good afternoon, everyone. Jason here. Today is August 6th, and this is your aftermarket update. All right, so we were out on Friday, and we are still battling with some of this dental work that I'm having done here recently. And so, again, if my speech sounds a little off, I'll ask that you please bear with me as we make it through these videos. But today, we had a good day here. It didn't start out great. In fact, I'm going to draw your attention up here to the price ladders. I had a 32 tick CL trade, and I had a 10-point one lot ES winner. And so if you can quickly tell then by the totals that you see up there that I was down ticks on the day. In fact, when I got into that 30, oh gosh, it was more than 32 ticks. It was, let's see, I was down 31 ticks. It was 33 ticks on the CL winning trade, and then it was a 10-point ES winner. The ES, I wasn't down very much. When we started, I was down about 32, 31 ticks when I started that CL trade today that I ended up catching a big move off of. And so normally what I would like to do is to be able to show you the video of the trades that we are going to talk about here, but the recording didn't work today. So my apologies for that, but you do have the price ladders. These are the same price ladders that you saw in the trade room all day today. They were posted up here in the trade room. And so if you were a guest in here today, and we had a open house in here today, in fact, we had quite a number of people show up in that open house, and of course, as luck would have it, we didn't start the day very well. I had a couple losing trades, and like I said, I was down 30 odd ticks on the CL when I caught that winning trade that put me into the positive on the day. Thankfully, we had a really handsome ES trade. Let's talk about a couple of these trades here really quickly. We have, as we talked about in the trading room and as we talk about in here all the time, we are support and resistance traders, right? And these levels that you see here on your chart are our proprietary levels that we use in here on a day in and day out basis. And you can see down here at the bottom today that we did find a very nice area of support on our levels that form up right after the open. In fact, you had a level down here at 28.36 and 28.35 half was where as low as we got to after the open. Now, I did not get into a trade here. In fact, my initial cut at this today was a quick short here at our structure mid where I took a quick stop. Eventually, though, market rallies up, comes back down into our structure mid, and this is where we took this really handsome trade that we ended up having today. In fact, we were long at 39.75 right here, and we ended up writing it up to, gosh, we were 49.75, actually 50.75 is where I ended up taking myself out or getting trail stopped out, which was right up into this area here. So it's actually was 11 points today. Market rallies up, comes back. This is 53.50, and on this pullback here into this 53.75 is the place where we ended up getting trail stopped out. Market then rotates around and comes back down and then spends the balance of the day here kind of rotating between our levels. But one of the things to keep in mind here is just these levels are extremely accurate, and they are what provide us with the opportunity to look to try and take our trades to their targets. And so, again, a really good opportunity would have been down here at 36. We waited for it to come back up here into the structure mid. We got a little bit of confirmation on this pullback, and then we rode it all the way up where we got trail stopped out for 11 points on a one lot. And you can see that information up here on the price ladder. We did take a small stop before we did that, and then, of course, that is where we ended up on the day on the ES on a one lot. Coming over here to the CL. The CL, if you were with us here early in the session this morning, we were spending time trying to get long down here at this structure mid. We got stopped out a couple of times on these fake outs. That happens, and that is part of what goes on sometimes. Market does ultimately rally into our next level at the daily structure signal area up here at 48, rotates around that, and then finally gets into this daily structure target long. I did take some opportunity up here on this break of the daily structure signal, but our real really good opportunity today, which was again about 30, I think it was 33, 34 ticks. Came late in the session today when the market rallies up into the daily structure target, comes back down, tries to go through here. And as we were in the trade room today, one of the things that we talked about is that this was a real possibility. And at this point, we were really trying to look long here. But we said that this was a real possibility, that this was a stop run on this move up to 89. Market rallies into 89 and then begins this process of working its way back to the downside. Now, I did not get into any of these trades here until we crossed over this structure signal here at 48. And in fact, I waited even longer to get in until we broke this revision mid here today. Market comes down, pulls back down into 32. We get short here. I get short here at 39. I'm looking, and this happened, what time did this happen? This happened at about 12:30 this afternoon. I was looking to hang on for this target down here at, what is that? That's 95. Actually, I wasn't looking at 95. We were looking a little bit deeper, and keep that 95 in your mind. But we were looking a little bit deeper down here to the structure mid. We said at 04, and then ultimately we were talking about coming down into this daily structure signal. So to turn these back on here, this particular level here, we did get short here at the 39. Market comes down, pulls back, and then we do get this exuberant run down through 95, really all the way down to 92. I bring the trail stop back into the close, right? And I think 05, 06, 05 is where I ultimately took the stop on the trail stop. Nice, handsome trade. Market turns out, we were talking about maybe holding on a little longer. Turns out the market does come down even deeper down here to 75. But again, from the way that we started the day into how it ended up on the CL, I am very pleased with the way that that worked. But one thing I want to show you is, again, just how effective your levels are. We have 3 different types of levels that we look at. These are the levels that form after the pit open. Again, you had a structure signal comes up. 48 gets you all the way up to 60 and then makes it all the way down to the level below where the market rotates, comes back up. Once you get this pullback and then you get a bar to close above, it goes right up to the daily structure target, rotates again, and then comes back down. And of course, we finish out the day. So really the message that I want to send you here today is one of the messages that we talk about in here all of the time, is that it doesn't really matter how you start. Some days you start well and you finish well. Some days you start not well, and that's the way it finishes. And then there are days like today where we did not start out so great, but we stuck with it, and we took our trades that did work out. We took them to our bigger targets. And again, that ES trade that we took today that was 11 points is a 5.5 to 1 risk reward type trade. It was a 5.5 to 1 risk reward trade. And so we did have a little bit of losing. If you take a 1 lot and you 11 ticks times 4 times 12.5, that is a $550 trade. And you can see that our net here was 462.50. So you know obviously we had a losing trade going into that. And I just told you that I had a 30 odd tick winning trade on the CL, and we're only up 3 ticks over there on the day. So we had some trades where we were down today, but again, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And because we have a very good risk reward ratio that we look at, in this case on the ES, it was 5.5 to 1 risk reward. You can have losing trades and still be okay when you do hit those high risk reward trades. So again, I would like to have shown you the videos of these trades. That's what we normally do. But at this point, the video was not rendering, and so not going to be able to do that. So just going to give you the next best thing here. And anyway, come back tomorrow. If you were a guest in there today, we're going to be holding an open house this week. And so you can come in tomorrow again, check it out. And again, just keep in mind, it's not really about how you start, it's about how you finish. So if we start down on the day, it doesn't mean we're going to finish down on the day. So anyway, I appreciate you spending some time here watching the videos at the Oil Trading Group. And until next time, I want to wish you good luck and good trading.